Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Balava Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Balava Girivadadhari Yashodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Kishore Kishori, Kishore Kishori, Kishore Kishori Jai, Kishore Kishori. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Gaur Haribo. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Shri Gaura Nityananda ki, Shri Shri Kishore Kishori ki, Shrimati Radha Thakurani ki, Shri Shri Krishna Chand Radhastami Mahamotsav ki, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Paschataya Desitarane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhaktavinda Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 17. Actually finishing the chapter, last few verses. Chapter entitled History of Kaliya. And we're reading text 22. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tata Udhaya Sambranta. Excuse me? What number? Okay. So, okay, we'll go to 24 and come back. Sudustaran na svanpahi kalagne surida prabho na shaknumas tvach charanam santyaktum akuto bayam Sudustaran naksvanpahi kalagne surida prabho nashaknumas tvach charanam santyaktum akuto bayam. Mataji's. Dushtarana Sanpahi. Anyone else? Okay, word for word synonyms, please repeat. Sudustarat, from the insurmountable. Na, us, Svan, your own devotees. Pahi, please protect. Kala Agne, from the fire of death. Surida, your true friends. Prabhu, O Supreme Master. Na Shaknuma, we are incapable. Twat Charanam, your feet. Santyaktum, to give up. Akuta Bayam, which drive away all fear. Translation. O Lord, we are your true friends and devotees. Please protect us from this insurmountable fire of death. We can never give up your lotus feet, which drive away all fear. Purport. The residents of Vrindavan told Krishna, if this deadly fire overcomes us, we will be separated from your lotus feet, and this is unbearable for us. Therefore, just so that we can go on serving your lotus feet, please protect us. So this is a little conclusion here. So now we have to back up. Reading from text 22. We'll back up and go back through this whole series. I'll just read the translation for text 22. Then the residents of Vrindavan woke up extremely disturbed by the great fire threatening to burn them. Thus they took shelter of Krishna, the Supreme Lord, who by his spiritual potency appeared like an ordinary human being. So you've been reading the story, the whole incident of traumatic pastime of Kaliya serpent poisoning the Yamuna, and Krishna dancing on his heads and running him out. So big traumatic experience for all the Vrajabasis, and they decided to take rest on the spot, not going back to their homes that night. And then at one point, this great fire, forest fire, blazed up. So now they're taking shelter of Krishna. I'll read the purport. The Shruti or Vedic mantras state, Sarupa Bhutaya Nitya Shaktya Maya Khyaya. The Lord's eternal potency, named Maya, is innate in his original form. Thus within, continues, that's finished with that quote. Thus within the eternal spiritual body of the Supreme Lord, there is infinite potency, which effortlessly manipulates all existence according to the omniscient desire of the absolute truth. The residents of Vrindavan took shelter of Krishna, thinking, "This blessed boy will certainly be empowered by God to save us," unquote. They remembered the words of the sage Gargamuni spoken at the birth ceremony of Lord Krishna. Anena sarva durgani yuyam agyas tarishyata, which means, by his power, you will easily be able to cross over all obstacles. That was Gargamuni's prediction. Therefore, the residents of Vrindavan, who had full faith in Krishna, took shelter of the Lord in hopes of being saved from the impending disaster threatened by the forest fire. So the reference is here to Gargamuni's prediction. Simultaneously, by nature, the nature of the Brajavasis was to take shelter of Krishna. Anyway, let's run through all the verses and then we can have some more comment. The next verse, I'm going to chant it. So the Brajavasis are appealing to Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Mahabhaga, Hey Rama Mita Vikrama, Esha Goratamo Vanis, Tavakan Grasate Hina. Vrindavan residents said, Krishna, Krishna, O Lord of all opulence, O Rama, possessor of unlimited power, this most terrible fire is about to devour us, your devotees. And in the verse we just initially read, O Lord, and then the last verse, terrible forest fire. Well, this ends the chapter, the history of Kaliya. So we are very fortunate to be able to hear these pastimes. We were just hearing Srila Prabhupada speak in a lecture yesterday, and he said the whole purpose of human life is to know or to love God. Actually, I believe he said the only purpose. So, by this simple activity of Bhagavat Shravana, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, these pastimes, we come to know and become attached to, attracted to, and develop our loving attachment for Krishna. So this is Bhoma Leela. This is Krishna's pastimes. Prakat, his manifested pastimes in this world. And in these pastimes, and only these pastimes, all these ungodly influences are coming. The dangers, the demons are always afflicting. Krishna's not bothered, although they were aimed at Krishna. But Krishna's devotees are especially afflicted. And so the perfect example for us is how they respond to the dangers, to the demons, in this case, to the forest fire. They're showing what it means to be a completely surrendered soul, and to actually take shelter of Krishna, not depending on their own strength in the least. So this is the example for us to follow. Um, the Vrajavasis, they know no other shelter, so they have complete faith in Krishna. They're not taking any of their own endeavor or strength. Anyway, I thought I'd just read or relay this principle of surrender. The six symptoms of surrender, given originally in the Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sanatana Goswami. This verse, Anu Kulyasya Sankalpa Pratikulyasya Varjanam Rakshishyatiti Vishvaso Goptritve Varanam Tata. And then the last two, Atma Nikshepa Karpanye Shadvidha Sharanagati. So here, actually all these principles are being elaborated on, of accepting whatever is favorable for the service of the Lord, rejecting whatever is unfavorable, and then this, central point that we're hearing in this pastime, Rakshishyatiti Vishvaso, that having strong conviction that Krishna will protect. And this is, from Krishna's point of view, this is his great pleasure to protect his devotees. Rakshishyatiti Vishvaso Gopritve Varnam Tata, and accepting that Krishna is our maintainer, our only maintainer, and so maintainer and protector. Like a child, thinking of father, mother. There's no other shelter, no other question. They're not going anywhere else. And a child's naturally feeling very, incapable of protecting themselves, so it's naturally to go to that. So the residents of Vrindavan, this is their qualification, that they take shelter of Krishna only, depending on his protection, depending on his maintenance. And this is Lord Chaitanya's teaching also. We know the pastime, actually it's more than once, but at least as he left Puri as a sannyasi going to South India alone or with one servant, and he's chanting, Krishna, 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 Rakshamam, Krishna, 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 Pahimam, of the surrendered soul, that he's in this world which is full of dangers and miseries. He's naturally just thinking of Krishna. Otherwise, what is it? It's false ego. It's we're thinking we're the doer, we're the controller, but as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, actually all these things are carried out by the modes of material nature. And one who's thinking in that way, he's a fool. He's thinking, that I'm in control, but actually the material energy is in control, and we're experiencing our enjoyment and sufferings due to our own past karma, our own doings. So, how we can be relieved from that? In fact, there's no relief. Life after life, and no relief from this punishment of this repetition of birth and death until we become a completely surrendered soul to Krishna. The other continuing in these 6 symptoms. Goptritve Varnam Tata Atma Nikshepa and Karpanye. Atma Nikshepa means complete self-surrender. I have nothing for myself. I'm not trying for my own endeavor, but in every sphere, as far as even engaging in devotional service, protecting ourselves, maintaining ourselves. But the devotee is thinking, all my activities are just for Krishna's pleasure. So as Srila Prabhupada told us, his success story, he said my mood was everything for Krishna, nothing for myself. So that's a pretty high level of thinking and acting. Atmanikshepa and Karpanye means to always be meek and humble. So without humility, we can't engage in self-surrender. We can't fully take shelter of Krishna. Thinking ourselves lower than the straw in the street, more tolerant than the tree, more humble than the blade of grass, which the straw gets trampled on, but they don't complain. So the devotees, the Vrajabasis, their natural tendency is to take shelter of Krishna, and then they're facilitating Krishna's interaction with them because he loves to be the protector. In this verse that we all chanted, the Vrajabasis are saying, O Lord, we are your true friends and devotees. Please protect us from this insurmountable fire of death. We can never give up your lotus feet, which drive away all fear. So, this mood that they're not thinking just, oh, save me, but they're presenting to the Lord that we're your friends and devotees, and we want to serve you. So, for that reason, please save us. Otherwise, our service, our loving interaction will be interrupted or stopped. And the statement is that Krishna can't live without his devotees. He's so attached to this loving interaction. So, in that sense also, the Vrajavasis are saying to Krishna, we're your friends and devotees. Let's not have our loving interaction be interrupted in any way. Therefore, please protect us from this fire. And saying to him also, we can never give up your lotus feet, which drive away all fear. So they're actually not in this a material state of fear. It's all, wonderful pastime. Even in this state where, materially speaking, we'd be in serious fear, traumatized, save me. They are just interacting with Krishna in a very loving way and expecting, what was the statement, that by his power you will easily be able to cross over all obstacles. I'd just like to read a little short section here. In Prabhupada's purport, this verse of the 6 symptoms of surrender is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, and Prabhupada's purport. He brings out these points. A devotee must be firmly convinced that Krishna will give him protection. No one else can actually give one protection. And being firmly convinced of this is called faith. This kind of faith is different from the faith of an impersonalist who wants to merge into the Brahman effulgence in order to benefit by cessation of repeated birth and death. A devotee wants to remain always in the Lord's service. In this way, Krishna is merciful to his devotee and gives him all protection from the dangers found on the path of devotional service. So, as we were saying, for the purpose of service, a devotee is taking shelter of Krishna and wanting Krishna's protection. And the fourth one, the devotee should accept Krishna as his supreme maintainer and master. He should not think that he is being protected by a demigod. He should depend only on Krishna, considering him the only protector. The devotee must be firmly convinced that within the three worlds he has no protector or maintainer other than Krishna. And self-surrender means, this is another, remembering that one's activities and desires are not independent. The devotee is completely dependent on Krishna, and he acts and thinks as Krishna desires. So this self-surrender means to accept Krishna's desire, stated in other places, to accept Krishna's desire as my desire. I don't have my own desire. So again, very high level of activity, pure bhakti. Therefore, we have a serious work to do as far as purifying our consciousness, Cetodarpana Marjanam. And it's our very hard work, because to go on in this process of purification, always chanting the holy name, then we must practice humility. Otherwise it becomes very difficult. So we get a lot of realization, analyzing where is our level of our humility or lack of humility. Because as we're chanting that if we go on this humble way, Lord Chaitanya says, then he can, these points, simple. The devotees are, Vrajavasis are showing what is pure devotional service. And on all these different levels of surrender. Any comments or questions? Okay. So today is, Subal. Go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking on this principle of the devotee, the Vrajavasis praying to Krishna that we're so attached to your lotus feet that please protect us, because if something happens, we get killed by this fire, then we won't be able to see your lotus feet. So I was just thinking in terms of when one comes into face with something very dangerous, immediately there's this, kicks in this self-preservation that, I have to save myself, or I have to find some way out of this danger. And then it comes at one point, the thinking of the things that you're very attached to, what's going to happen to my family or my children or my wife or my husband, but like that. But in this case, the Vrajavasis, they did the same thing, but the attachment is the attachment to the lotus feet of Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in one sense, it's selfishness. Please save me because I don't want this very valuable thing that I'm very attached to be interrupted. So, in one sense, in our condition, we may think, I need to be saved because I need to, what's going to happen to my dependence or what's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen to the things that I'm attached. So, the transformation of attachment
Mm-hmm.
to Krishna. So attachment is not bad in one sense. It's
Right.
just that you have to become attachment to Krishna.
Now
So I
we've
was
heard that
appreciating that in one sense.
asakti or attachment has to be there. So it's a very good point. So, but attachment to Krishna, change the attachment to Krishna. You know, this is real attachment, and it's not. Yeah, they're not thinking, oh, my body, oh, my family. Thinking, oh, Krishna, protect us. We're your devotees. We want to keep serving you, and we know you like to engage in these loving pastimes with us. It was all Krishna, Krishna. So nice that where we can't see this in the material world. That's why it's so detrimental to our devotional service to associate with non-devotees who are just self-centered. Everyone's fearful. Everyone's thinking of, oh, my body, oh, my family, oh, my bank balance, oh, whatever, my position. But as the Vajravasis are saying here, your lotus feet are qualified that they drive away fear. Abhay charana, fearless lotus feet of the Lord. So that's what are really wanting. Only by the mercy of Srimati Radharani, Bhakti Devi, by this descending, this Hladini Shakti that's coming, will purify and let our desires only go to Krishna. There was one other point Prabhupada was saying. Oh, in this definition of surrender, anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam, means whatever's not favorable to the Lord's service, we completely reject. And he said this is called renunciation. So if we want to gauge our, renunciation as devotees, and, as Krishna talks about, what is real sannyas? It is giving everything for this pleasure of Krishna. This body, our family, our bank balance. We're trying to gauge, everything, Isavasyam idam sarvam, everything is owned and controlled by the Lord. So yeah, it's all for the pleasure of Krishna. And the challenge is how I can use it for Krishna's pleasure. So when we become sufficiently purified, and when we attract the mercy of the Lord, and specifically Srimati Radharani, this Hladini Shakti, as Prabhupada says, we've all noticed reading Prabhupada's books, he's talking about love of God, not love for God. But this Krishna Prema is descending from the Lord, from the goddess of devotion, Srimati Radharani. It's descending to us. It's something that's given to us. Otherwise, we don't have love for God. We have the potential, Nityasiddha Krishna Prema, Sadhya Kabhu Nai, Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaye Udoy, that by hearing and chanting, this Krishna Prema can be awakened, can be attained, but it's the divine grace of the Lord. It's the mercy of specifically Srimati Radharani. So, and that will bring fearlessness. We're not attracted or, averse to anything in this world. What does Krishna says that in the Gita, right? Icha dvesha samutena dvandva mohena bharata. That we're coming to this world just because of love and hate, attraction and repulsion. These dvandva mohena, they're dualities that are bewildering the soul. But if we know that everything is going on by the desire of Krishna, and I'm only here in this difficult situation by my impure desires, I should say everything's being controlled by Krishna. So if I take shelter of Krishna, he loves to protect his devotee, and if we have a little attachment to Krishna, then we will reap the benefit of his protection and get the mercy of Srimati Radharani, and just be absorbed in a relationship. Krishna is the Rasaraj, he's the king of his only business, as it's stated, that God has nothing to do except engage in loving pastimes with his devotees. And I, the soul, my desire is only for loving relationship with the Lord and his devotees. So, this is a special day that we should pray, beg for Srimati Radharani's mercy. Prabhupada said our only business is to pray, and especially on this day, on these appearance days and disappearance days, we're encouraged to take advantage of the opportunity to beg for some special mercy. So, what's the mercy we're getting from Srimati Radharani? Anyone?
Hare Krishna, Prithur Prabhu. I don't know if praying for protection is, in a way, not to understand that Krishna is the doer. What I'm saying is that I'm like reminding him permanently to protect me when we have to understand, or we need to understand, that Krishna is the doer, that everything that happens to us, even if we are in danger, is because for some reason. There's a reason why, not just because we're putting ourselves in danger. It's because if we're in danger because we put ourselves in danger, it's because there's a plan behind it. Praying is like, oh, hey, no, protect me. Here I am. No, I'm in danger. I don't know if that is the right thing.
Well, we put ourselves into danger. We've put ourselves here. Because we've have other desires than serving and loving Krishna. So we've become like, what does Prabhupada say, outlaws or criminals. So we're naturally in trouble, and we're imprisoned. So my question was, what's our prayer to Srimati Radharani? What are we asking from her? We're not asking for protection. I didn't say that. Subal?
Well, it's like the prayer, the mood of prayer of chanting the holy name. My dear mother, please engage me in the service of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Mm-hmm. So we're praying for that loving service to the Supreme Lord.
For pure devotional service. She's the goddess of devotional service. She's the pinnacle of service. Everything for Krishna, nothing for me. Even I'm suffering, and Radharani shows this. She gets into some serious suffering due to separation from Krishna, Krishna seemingly neglecting her or something, and she's in terrible suffering. But whatever it is, it's all right. If Krishna's happy with some other, loving some other gopi, that's fine, as long as he's happy. So, as you brought up the point, Subal, earlier, we want, attachment. We want this asakti for Krishna's service, unalloyed, kevala bhakti. And Radharani can give that. But we have a problem is, our heart is, we have a lot of other desires they're obstacles, they're like roadblocks, The mercy is there. Prabhupada says mercy. Devotee was asking Prabhupada, well, it seems like some devotees are getting your mercy, more, and others are getting less or aren't getting it. He said, my mercy is there. It's just a matter of, will you take it? Can you take it or not take it? So our problem is that we're so diseased, we can't appreciate or eat tasteful, nourishing food and get strong and healthy. So we're going through the austerity, the austere times of realizing we've learned what our disease is, and we're having to fast. We can't enjoy life fully. But we know the process of desiring to get the pure desire. I don't have it, but it's like who you know. We know the most inside person, and they are accessible by their holy name. Nam namakari bahudanyija sarva shaktis. So within your holy name are all your potencies. And I think the purport was, a verse was quoted. Thus, within the eternal spiritual body of the Supreme Lord, there is infinite potency, which effortlessly manipulates all existence according to the omniscient desire of the absolute truth. The Lord's eternal potency named Maya is innate in his original form. So it's either Mahamaya or Yoga Maya. So we're learning how to access the Yoga Maya potency. This is Krishna's own internal potency, his Swarup Shakti. And Radharani is giving that, the essential, the energy to serve Krishna, right? Hladini Shakti. So we should pray for this. I have a little something else to read from Srila Prabhupada. From a Srimad Bhagavatam lecture, it's September 71 in Mombasa. In the spiritual world, if somebody is greater in service, others they appreciate how great he is, how he has advanced in Krishna's service. We could not do it. So it's really interesting. Prabhupada's bringing up a principle here. The Radharani's spirit, he says. Why Radharani is worshipped by the devotees? Her spirit is like that. If anyone, she finds a nice devotee of Krishna, she immediately recommends to Krishna, how nice this devotee. He can render better service than me. Please accept him. This is spiritualism, Prabhupada says. This is spiritualism. Who can give better service than Radharani? She is so great that she is captivating Krishna. Krishna captivates Madan, Cupid, but Radharani captivates Krishna. How great she is. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate, Prabhupada says. Then he says, we pray always. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. And Prabhupada concludes, the most dear, most beloved by Krishna is Radharani, and she is so humble. As soon as a humble devotee approaches Radharani, by glorifying Krishna, immediately she accepts. Oh, how great he is! He is doing greater service than me. That is Maha Bhagavat's darshan, Prabhupada says. That is Maha Bhagavat's darshan. So approaching Radharani and glorifying Krishna, her heart becomes, her mercy goes out immediately. And that's Radharani's example. Spiritual master is the confidential, understood to be the confidential servant of Srimati Radharani, so we have great opportunity to serve the servant of the Lord and Radharani. His divine grace, so in this way the mercy of the Lord and the Lord's bhakti shakti is descending to us. So, can we take it? This is what we're doing. This is what Prabhupada is giving. Everything Prabhupada is giving is helping us access this mercy. So, and we know that the secret is enthusiasm of this, all this service, sadhana bhakti, and practical service in the association of devotees at the lotus feet of Kishore Kishori. So we could stop there if there's some other discussion, questions. There's a lot to hear about Srimati Radharani, but I didn't. Hopefully we'll have time later for that. Okay? Good for now. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimati Radha Thakurani ki, Shri Shri Kishore Kishore ki.